Watching Joy News Prime, we're returning to our top story where fears of a possible return to the dates of persistent blackouts have been heightened in the last few days following prolonged outages in parts of the country. We have on the line right now the Deputy Minister of Power, John Jinapor, to hopefully give us some information as to what exactly is happening. Good evening to you, sir, and thank you for making time. Now, what is your understanding of the challenges we're experiencing with electricity supply in recent times?
Thank you very much, and my regards to all of you. First of all, you do recall that the FPSO went down, which created a bit of a problem, and we had to commence the process of switching some of the thermal plants from gas to LCO, that is liquid. The good news is that the Ministry of Petroleum, in collaboration with its agencies, have been able to restore the FPSO back into the system. And so as I speak to you, we have commenced receiving some gas from the FPSO. The other side of it is that once you receiving gas, you must then commence the process of switching the thermal plants back from LCO to gas. And this takes a bit of time. And so currently, Ameri is running on gas, but we are in the process of switching the other plant, which requires that sometimes you have to put the plant off, take some time to clean it, and then commence the process of bringing it back on gas. And this takes some few days. And so we expect that in the next coming days, we should be able to successfully switch some of the plants back and then eventually normalize the situation.
All right, the issue with the FPSO, my understanding is that we're really not having enough gas coming from the FPSO because the FPSO itself is not producing up to optimum capacity.
Yes, it's not producing at full capacity, but at least they're getting some gas from the FPSO,
so,
which is good news.
Yeah, so the gas that's coming in, would it be enough for all the plants in the Western Enclave or probably for just Ameri?
It may not be enough for all the Western Enclave, but the other side is that we have procured enough crude to fire the remaining plants on light crude. And so as I speak to you, yesterday we discharged the full castle in Takoradi, as well as some in Tema. And so we are working on the plants. All plants that can run on light crude, we have some crude to run on that. And so we'll keep monitoring the situation. I'm sure that in the coming days, the picture will become clearer.
Now, that takes care of the Western Enclave. How about the Tema Enclave, where we have Bong and Senate and the rest? And I'm told a number of them are down.
In fact, the plants are ready. Almost all the plants in Tema are ready. We have excess capacity in terms of availability of machines. But sometimes the challenge is the gas from Nigeria. As I speak to you, there's been vandalism on some pipelines in Nigeria, and especially the Focados pipeline. This has affected the flow of gas from Nigeria. And so Asogli, which could potentially give us about 360, is unable to run at full capacity. But we have brought enough crude, at least for the plants like Senate, that can run on crude. They will run on crude. In fact, Senate just came on this evening. And so we are treating more fuel, and all things being equal, tomorrow we should continue with Senate. We are working on some other plants so that they can also run on light crude. And even with KTPP, we have procured diesel. In fact, that is one of the most difficult decisions because to run a plant on diesel is quite expensive. But in our quest to ensure that we stabilize the situation, we have procured diesel to run KTPP on diesel. And so would appeal to consumers to remain calm. I'm sure that in the next couple of days, we should get a very clear picture as to the situation.
What is going to happen in the next couple of days that, for which reason, the consumers should be reassured?
As I said, we are in the process of firing these plants on the fuel available. If we have gas, it only makes sense that we switch to gas. But in the event that we don't have enough gas, we'll switch back to the crude that we have purchased.